Hi Taurus, welcome to your love reading for June 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. I've already shuffled the decks and we are going to be doing an additional spread this month. We're going to do a reading using these two decks using confirmation as always, the X spread, but I'm also going to be doing a single spread for those of you who are completely single and you just want to know if you're going to be meeting somebody new in the month of June. So let's go ahead and begin. This is the love reading for the sign of Taurus for June 2019. The first card you have, Taurus, is the Star. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. The Wheel of Fortune. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. Queen of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. The Lovers. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. Eight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. The Hierophant. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. Five of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. The Magician. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. The Fool. What's the most important thing that Taurus needs to hear about their love life for June 2019? The message that you have, Taurus, is the Ten of Swords. So for some of you, the Ten of Swords can be that it is safe for you to move on from something that has really hurt you. For some of you, maybe those of you who are single, you're moving on to a new relationship. We will look into that in a single spread. But for some of you, this can definitely be moving on from something painful that has happened in a relationship or in a marriage. Usually with the Ten of Swords, you've been deeply hurt and it's time to move on from that. So we'll come back to this card to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. If you would like to get a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. I'll put a link down below. Also a link to my Facebook, and you should be watching this on YouTube channel, Channel Guidance Tarot. Okay, so you have the Star, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Pentacles. So for many of you, you are the Queen of Pentacles because you are an earth sign. If you have a partner or an ex who's also an earth sign, either another Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, this can represent their energy. Now you have the Star here. The Star does represent those things that you most want. You know, whether this is meeting somebody new or you want to really reconnect with your ex, or you really want to make a relationship or a marriage work. The Star represents your hopes and wishes being granted. And you also have the Wheel of Fortune right next to it. Both of these are major arcana, so these are things that will happen in your life. The Wheel of Fortune means that you're going to see a positive change in your love life in the month of June. The Wheel of Fortune means that there's a shift in your love life. There's movement. This also means that in the month of June, this is a very lucky time for you, especially for those where there's something very specific that you want to see, whether it's a reunion or you want to see a marriage healed. There is a positive change here. Things are moving forward in your love life, and it's the kind of change that you want to see. Now, in the next row, you have the Lovers, the Eight of Swords, and the Hierophant. So the Hierophant also represents your energy, Taurus. So I feel like, what we have here is there's a relationship that you really want to hold on to. The Lovers, yes, it is a romantic relationship. Right? Sometimes it's a very significant relationship, but it means that you really want this relationship to work no matter what is happening. You really want to hold on to this person. But there's this energy here from the Eight of Swords. I mean, this can represent feeling really stuck. Maybe you don't know how to make things work. The Eight of Swords can mean that, someone is feeling trapped. It could be you, but it can also represent your partner. With the Eight of Swords, you don't know how to fix something. You don't know how to get out of a situation. But again, you have this message from the Wheel of Fortune lined up here that there is going to be a positive change. So for some of you, you may feel very lost and kind of trapped in a relationship where there is something going on that's painful. Remember, you have the Ten of Swords as a main energy. There's something that has been hurting you. There's a relationship where there has been maybe hurtful words, hurtful actions, and you're finding it hard to move on from that. And I see you being stuck here. Still, this person is very significant to you. You want this relationship to work. With the Hierophant, we'll take it a step further because the Hierophant is spiritual energy. This means that you really feel this person is a kindred spirit, a soulmate. You feel like you belong with this person. Again, I feel like you have a relationship in your life here and you very much want this to work. This is what you're hoping for. This is your wish. But again, you feel like you don't know how to fix this with the Eight of Swords. You might feel trapped mentally. You don't know how to heal a relationship. Or it could be your partner as well. Now down here, I mean, look at what we have down here at the bottom. The Five of Wands, the Magician, and the Fool. Now the Fool, let me just start here. The Fool is a major arcana telling you that there is a new beginning coming up for you. So for some of you where you're feeling pretty hopeless because there is some struggling going on here with the Five of Wands. This can be pettiness, fighting, disagreements, arguments. But it can also just be that you want very different things. And perhaps that's why some of you feel stuck. Maybe you are ready for marriage. Maybe you're ready for a committed relationship and your partner isn't. This can be that you want different things. But I definitely, you have this new beginning here. This new beginning is telling you that you have to trust. You have to trust that this is exactly what you're getting. That you have to take a giant leap of faith. Maybe you have to just, continue a relationship because you just know that you're going to end up together. Again, with the Hierophant here, and it does represent your energy, you feel that this person is a kindred spirit. They are a soulmate. There is a new beginning here for you, even in those relationships where there is some type of deep struggle. For some of you, it can be that you're just very different people and you want different things. But it can even be in a relationship or a marriage where there's a lot of conflict. There's a lot of disagreements. You are being asked here by the Magician to hold on to your power. The Magician is telling you that, your situation, this relationship that you really want, where you feel really stuck and trapped and there's a lot of conflict, how this is going to work out, whether you're going to have this new beginning here, this is totally up to you. You're creating your own love story. And for some of you, you may have this message because maybe there's something that you need to move on from. Maybe you need to move on from a disagreement. Maybe you need to move on from a betrayal. Sometimes the Ten of Swords comes up when there has literally been a betrayal or somebody has stabbed you in the back. There's something that you need to move on from, whether it's a person, but if you're thinking, I'm definitely not moving on, it can be from something painful that was said or something painful that was done. Okay, let's go ahead and see what other messages come up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for June? You have the Queen of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. Judgment. Love reading for the sign of Taurus for June. And the Eight of Pentacles. So you have a fire sign here, the Queen of Wands. That would be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can even represent you if you have a moon or rising and a fire sign. But the Queen of Wands sometimes does represent that you need to take the lead, you need to take action, which really ties in with the Magician, which you have down here. This is about taking your power back, empowerment. You are the Magician, you are creating magic. Because again, there is another new beginning here. You have the Fool down here at the bottom. There's a new beginning around your love life where you have to just trust. You have to trust that you're getting what you want. The Judgment card means that there can be a second chance for you. So for some of you, it could be a second chance maybe at finding a new partner, or it can be a second chance in a relationship. Maybe somebody's giving a marriage a second chance. Still, you're being told here, there's a lot of work to do in a relationship. So it's not exactly clear sailing. There is some type of conflict here with the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Wands. There's something here where somebody feels trapped and there's a lot of conflict and there's been something painful that has happened. Somebody has been deeply hurt and they're still feeling down about this. They've not yet moved on from some type of conflict or betrayal. There's still work to do in a relationship. But again, with the Lovers and the Hierophant being here, this is telling me that you really want this relationship to work, even if it does have its problems. The very first card is telling me that your hopes and wishes for this relationship, they will be granted. This is a very lucky time for you. This is a time where the change is very close to you. Literally, here you are as the Queen of Pentacles. The wheel will turn so that you can have this positive outcome. Okay, let's get a few cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for June? You have the Eight of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for June? The High Priestess. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus for June? And the Hierophant. So that's interesting. The Hierophant is your repeat card. But again, it also represents your energy. And with the Magician being here, this is telling me that you have to stay in control. You have to stay empowered in the month of June, because everything's going to depend on maybe what you say, what decisions you make, what you're doing. You have to stay in control. For some of you, I mean, look at this. Both of these cards imply leaving something behind. Yes, for some of you, it could be that you're leaving a relationship behind, but for those of you where that's not an option, that's not what you want, it can be that you have to leave the past in the past. You have to move on from something painful that has happened. The Eight of Cups can be, leaving emotional baggage behind you, emotional memories. For some of you, again, it can be that maybe you're moving on. Maybe you have chosen to move on from a relationship. You've chosen to say goodbye. Your intuition is guiding you here. You have the High Priestess, which is all about trusting your intuition. So whatever reason you have for watching this reading, you have the High Priestess here because your intuition will be telling you what you need to do. Because either way, no matter what's going on, you are the Magician for the month of June. So you are creating your own reality here. And again, the Hierophant 2 times. Here's one, here's the other one. They both also represent very spiritual energy. For some of you, you could really be, really finding the soulmate, really find this person that you belong with. For many of you, maybe you're just realizing that this is the person that you're with now. The relationship may not be perfect, but you feel like this person is the one. Again, there's just a lot of spiritual energy here. The High Priestess and the Hierophant 2 times. You're being guided. You feel like this is the one. This is the person I'm meant to be with, even if there is conflict there, even if things are not perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and do the X spread. For those of you that you just want to know if you're going to get back together, we're going to use this deck right here. I've already shuffled it, so let me get these out of the way. And it can also be someone, maybe you didn't have a long-term relationship. Maybe it was someone that you dated just a few times and you want to know, is there still a chance? Are you going to hear from them again? Let's see what comes up for you. Show me the energies around Taurus and their ex for June. We have the Three of Pentacles, Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Tower, Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Magician, interesting because this is a repeat card, so we'll look at this very carefully. Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Knight of Pentacles, Taurus and their ex for the month of June. Six of Pentacles, Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Nine of Swords. I'm going to go ahead and pull 9 cards. You're the first sign to get this. I may do this for the rest of the zodiac, but the ones that are already uploaded, they're already uploaded. I can't change them. Show me the energies around Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Ace of Pentacles, Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Ten of Pentacles, Taurus and their ex for the month of June. And the Moon. Okay, let's stop here. Okay, let's start at the top and see what all of this means. You have the Three of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Magician. And again, the Magician is a repeat card because this card came up in the first spread that I did for you. And again, the Magician means that a lot of what's going to happen between you and your ex, if anything's going to change, which it is here, this is going to depend on you. You have a say in this. You have to take control. You're going to create this miracle or this magic. And there is a lot of work to do here. You have the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is saying that it's going to take a lot of effort for those of you that want to reconnect with an ex. It's going to take a lot of effort and teamwork to make this happen. And you can help by taking your power back. You can help by being in control, by not giving in to negativity, because you have some type of very shocking change here. The Tower only comes up when something will just leave you stunned. When something will, come completely out of the blue. There will be some type of surprise. But I mean, it has the Magician right next to it literally 2 times. So it could be that for some of you, maybe you need to let your ex know that you still love them or that you still care. Because again, it's like the cards are saying that whether you and your ex are going to get back together, a lot of this has to do with you and what you're thinking and what you're doing. There can be a dramatic change here if you're deciding that you're not letting them go, or you're deciding that you're really going to work on this relationship and that you will do anything to hold on to this person, that you're not going to give up. That's what I see here. But again, with a Tower, this is something that leaves you stunned and you feel like you never expected this to happen. There can be a pleasant surprise. Now, I mean, I feel like here the message is that you have the Six of Pentacles. This card means that you can get what you deserve from your ex. The Six of Pentacles means that you can receive the relationship, the love, the affection. It's The possibility of you having this with this person is still there. There is some iffy energy around it, but I mean, we saw this in the first spread as well, with the Ten of Swords being the main energy, and you also had the Five of Wands. There was something there that was not quite right. Also the Eight of Swords. There is slow progress towards moving, you know, to being with your ex. This would be you receiving the relationship you want from your ex. There's slow progress here, possibly because you're doing a lot of agonizing. The Nine of Swords does mean that you're very worried. You're terrified that you're not going to be able to work things out. You're terrified that you've lost them. It could also be that maybe they are afraid of returning to you, and this is kind of slowing down the whole process here. The Nine of Swords just means someone is terrified. They're imagining the worst. It could also be imagining that things won't work, that you're going to break up again. But again, that things are moving slowly. If fear is involved, that could be why you have the Magician telling you that you're going to have to really take control if you truly want to get back together with your ex. Now down here, you have the Moon. I didn't realize that I pulled this card. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Moon. So you want to be careful. Let's just start here. You want to be careful with the Moon, because this could be that maybe you're thinking, especially with the Nine of Swords there, you're imagining a worst case scenario with your ex. And the Moon can be that there's things going on with your ex that you don't know. You're not aware of this. Maybe because you're not in touch. Maybe you misunderstood something. The Moon can represent deceit or self-deceit. Things are not what they seem. There's something that you're not seeing when the Moon comes up. It can also be there's strong fears. I see fear here and fear here. Still, I mean, look what you have. You have the Ace of Pentacles. There can be a new beginning with your ex. And this is, you know, kind of like the Tower, because it's a very unexpected new beginning. It's a very unexpected and blessed new beginning. And you have this next to a very stable energy. You have the Ten of Pentacles. You can still have a stable relationship with your ex. You can also have, you know, a long-term relationship. This also is a card of marriage. So you still have this message. There can be a relationship with your ex. There can still be a very blessed and unexpected new beginning. But things are not what they seem. So you'll have to kind of think, what does this mean for me, since this is a general reading? What does this mean? Does it mean that I misunderstood something my ex said? Am I misunderstanding what they're telling me? Maybe you don't really understand what's going on in their life right now. With the Moon, you have to be careful. This is literally a tricky energy, and you can't convince yourself that something is true that is not, especially with the Nine of Swords right above it, which is the same energy, where you're just imagining the worst and it's not even true. Let me get a few more. Again, this is the first time I've done this for any of the other signs, but I feel like I should make the expert a little bit longer. What other messages are there for the sign of Taurus about their ex for June 2019? The Two of Pentacles. Show me the energies around Taurus and their ex for the month of June. The Five of Pentacles. Show me the energies around Taurus and their ex for the month of June. And the Six of Cups. I mean, the Six of Cups, this represents issues from the past. This can be memories from the past, emotional baggage from the past. There's still pain here. You have the Five of Pentacles. This represents emotional pain, emotional poverty, suffering. Someone feels very lonely, isolated. They feel they have been emotionally shut out. It can be you. It can also be your ex. I mean, you have the Moon here. Again, things can be deceiving. You may be thinking they've moved on, they don't care. But again, with the Moon, you have to be careful, because you could be assuming something and you're not right. You've just convinced yourself. Somebody is suffering here. There's still an attachment to the past. Things are very unsettled. You have the Two of Pentacles. When this card comes up, this means that everything's still up in the air. So even though you may feel, well, you've been told that it's over, but the Two of Pentacles means that there's still a chance there. There's a choice to be made. For some of you, there can even be a choice between you and maybe another person, but sometimes it just means that someone has not yet decided, and so things are still very unsettled. So you want to be careful with this energy, because things are not yet written in stone. There's still energy here that is unsettled. And again, with the Moon, sorry, not with the Tower, there can be a very unexpected change with your ex here. Let me go ahead and get a few cards from the confirmation deck. Let me just give it a quick shuffle here, because I did use it for the first spread. And we'll keep in mind that these were the cards that came up for you from the first spread. The Hierophant, the High Priestess, and the Eight of Cups. Okay, let me just give it a quick shuffle here. What message is there for the sign of Taurus about their ex for June 2019? Taurus and their ex, June 2019. Taurus and their ex, June 2019. Taurus and their ex for June 2019. Taurus and their ex for June 2019. Okay, so let's see what comes up from this deck. Taurus and their ex for June 2019. You have the Knight of Cups. Taurus and their ex for June 2019. The Ace of Pentacles is your repeat card. Here's the other one. Taurus and their ex for June 2019. And the Seven of Swords. Okay, so let's take a look at this. The Knight of Cups is telling you there can be movement. There can still be movement in this relationship. The Knight of Cups is a relationship continuing to move forward. This can even be a proposal, maybe to get back together, to talk, to work things out. There is movement here around your ex. You also have the Ace of Pentacles 2 times. This is a very unexpected new beginning. So again, for many of you, you may be thinking, we're just done, we're over, they broke up with me, they moved on. But I mean, I keep saying it with the moon, you want to be careful because you may be assuming something that is not entirely correct. And the Ace of Pentacles is saying that there could be a very unexpected new beginning for you and for your ex. Something that will leave you stunned, surprised. But again, with the Seven of Pentacles, you want to be careful because this can represent self-deceit. This can represent being your own worst enemy. And since you have the Magician here 2 times, this means that you and your ex working things out, like there is something that you have to do. What that is, I don't know. Because it's a general reading, so you have to think, what is it that you can do? Is that do you need to reach out to them? Do they need to know that you still care? Do you need to apologize? There's a need to take your power back here. And again, with this message, you want to be careful that you're not lying to yourself, that you're not, or maybe that you're not lying to them, but also you don't want to be your own worst enemy. Some of you may be deeply hurt. You have the Ten of Swords as a main energy from the first spread that I did for you. You want to make sure that you're not holding that against them. If you really want them back, then you have to be ready to forgive. There is movement around your ex. And again, with the Ace of Pentacles being the repeat card, there is a strong message of a new beginning. Again, a very unexpected change with this relationship. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the single spread. I've already shuffled that deck, so let me just get these out of the way. And the single spread is for those of you where you're completely single and you just want to know if you're going to meet somebody new. But it can even be for those of you where you don't know if you're going to get back together with your ex and you just want to know, is there someone else? These cards did jump for you, so I want to show these to you before I put them back in there. You had the Magician. Ironically, this card came up for you 2 times in the X spread, and it also came up in the first spread. You had the Hangman, and you had the Page of Swords. So again, this is for those who are single. You just want to know, is there someone new coming in? You have a huge part to play in this. Do you want to meet somebody new? Are you going to make yourself available, or have you moved on from the past? Because the Hangman is saying that in some way you may be stuck. You may be in limbo. Maybe because some of you are still waiting for an ex. We'll see what the cards say when I actually pull them, but this means that you're kind of stuck. So again, this is going to depend on you. Are you ready to move on? And you have to be completely honest with yourself here with the Page of Swords. It can definitely be that for some of you, maybe if you meet somebody and you're still thinking of your ex, that maybe you need to make it clear that you're still moving on, you're still healing from a past relationship. This can definitely be being honest with someone new that you're meeting. So let's go ahead and put these back in, and we'll see if they come up again. Okay. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? 2 of Swords. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? The Page of Pentacles. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? 10 of Pentacles. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? 10 of Wands. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? The Lovers. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? The High Priestess. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? The Nine of Pentacles. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? The Seven of Swords. This just came up in the X spread as well. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? And the Four of Wands. Okay. So let's leave it here. Let's go ahead and start at the top. I mean, I definitely see a relationship here. Let me just show you what I'm looking at, because there's one in every row. You have the Ten of Pentacles. This does represent a very stable relationship, a committed relationship, maybe even a relationship that could lead to something permanent, to marriage. You also have, right in the middle, you have the Lovers. So, I mean, this can definitely be, you know, a relationship that is very significant to you because it is a major arcana, but sometimes the Lovers does represent a choice. Maybe there's a choice to be made. You do start with the Two of Swords. The Lovers can even represent the sign of Gemini. So for some of you, it could be that maybe you're meeting a Gemini in the month of June. But also down here at the bottom, there's another relationship energy. You have the Four of Wands, which represents, you know, also a relationship that could lead to something long-term. This is a card of marriage, of home. This is a relationship that is strong. It's on a solid foundation. So for many of you, there's 3 cards, one in every row, telling me that there is a relationship out there waiting for you. Okay, let's start at the top. You have the Two of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. So yes, there is a relationship for those of you who are completely single. But, you know, are you stuck? Because remember, you had the Hangman jump for you. It's not here, but you have the Two of Swords, which is very, very similar. With the Two of Swords, you know, you're refusing to see something. You're refusing to make a decision or take action. Maybe you just need to be ready to move on. It could be also that you're hesitant as far as a new relationship or a new person that comes into your life. Because I see you here, I see you looking at a person or a relationship very carefully, and you're analyzing them. You're analyzing, like, is this the right person for me? Will I be happy? And for some reason, you're undecided or you're unable to choose. But for some of you, it could be that you're definitely, or maybe are choosing. You have a choice of one or more people, and you're very torn as far as who you want to be with. You know, and the Lovers card implies that as well, because the Lovers is not just a relationship. It's sometimes a choice. You need to decide between 2 people. You're being told here to trust your intuition. You have the High Priestess. You know where you belong. But also, you know, with those of you where you're meeting somebody new, and maybe there's just one person that you're meeting, it could be a very significant relationship. Maybe you feel really weighed down by your past relationship, by, you know, just your past, or you carry a heavy burden. Maybe you've been hurt in the past. Maybe you're tired of dating. Maybe you're tired of meeting the wrong people. You're being told that your intuition will be telling you if the people that you're meeting in the month of June represent the Ten of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Four of Wands. Because these are people who are not going to waste your time in the month of June. These are relationships that have a future. These are relationships that could lead to something permanent, that could lead to marriage. So your intuition is going to be telling you if this person is worth your time. But again, I also see you analyzing, like, should I be with this person? Are they worth my time? Some of you may be really torn as far as a new person that comes into your life. You may not know if you want to be in that relationship with them. You may be very undecided, with that Two of Swords being the first card. You know, down here, again, you want to be careful. You have the Seven of Swords, which represents sometimes deceit, self-deceit. Next to this beautiful energy of the Four of Wands, which again, marriage, home, stability. You're being told here to do what's best for you. The Nine of Pentacles represents strength, integrity, self-respect. Doing things that are positive for you. So again, if you're feeling really torn over somebody new coming into your life and you have doubts about them, you're being told to trust your intuition, but you also have to do what's best for you. I don't know, I feel like for some of you, there's something about someone that you're meeting in the month of June where it has you on edge and you don't quite know if you should get involved with this person, and you have doubts and you're analyzing them, and then you have this heavy energy from, your past. Maybe they also have, some emotional baggage. But you're being told here, don't sabotage things. The Seven of Swords can be, being your own worst enemy. Because you're being told here 3 times there's a significant relationship waiting for you, for those of you who are single. But you don't want to work against yourself. You don't want to be your own worst enemy by focusing on this baggage, this burden that you're carrying around, and then being undecided about this new person that is, coming in as a significant relationship. Let me get a few more for you. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? Two of Pentacles. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June? The Chariot. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June? And the Page of Swords. So I think this was one of the cards that jumped. And now here it is again. This is about being completely honest. I mean, you do have the Chariot here. The Chariot can represent also the sign of Cancer. So for some of you, it could be that there could be a Gemini, there could be a Cancer. I mean, you still have this message here of perhaps you needing to choose between two people. You need to choose who you're going to be with. It can also just be that you keep going back and forth. I mean, now you have two here. The Two of Pentacles. You have the Two of Swords right there. You know, and you're being told that you may have to choose as far as, you know, more than one person that you're meeting in the month of June. Things can be very unsettled until you choose. The Chariot, if it's not a Cancer, this represents victory. So yes, you can meet a significant new relationship. You can meet this person in the month of June. The Chariot does mean, though, that you have to stay in control. You have to stay in the driver's seat. You have to be persistent and determined to find this person. For some of you, it could be that maybe there's not a choice. For some of you, maybe there's a lot of back and forth. Like, do I want to date? Do I want to meet this person? Because this is similar to the Two of Swords, where you're just kind of closed off and you're stuck and you're refusing to act. It could be that some of you are refusing to let somebody in because you've been hurt. There's baggage that's being carried around. You have to be completely honest here with the Page of Swords. You have to be completely honest, you know, as far as your past. If you have doubts about this person that you're meeting, again, you could be very undecided. Maybe there's something about this person that you consider a red flag. You're being told, speak your truth here. Okay, let me get some cards in the confirmation deck. Let me just give it a quick shuffle because I have used it several times already. Okay. Will Taurus find a significant new relationship in the month of June 2019? Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? Okay, let's see what comes up for you. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June 2019? You have the Wheel of Fortune. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June? The Two of Swords is your repeat card in the spread. Will Taurus find a new relationship in the month of June? And the Ace of Pentacles, which you also had in the X spread. So, I mean, yes, you're being told that as far as a new person, this is actually a very lucky time for you. I think you also had this in the X spread. The Wheel of Fortune means that there will be change for the better for those of you looking for somebody new. There's definitely a new relationship here with the Ace of Pentacles. A very unexpected connection with someone. But you don't want to do this, because this is actually your repeat card for singles, the Two of Swords. You're refusing to make a decision. Again, this can be that you're refusing maybe to put yourself out there, or you're refusing to let, maybe you meet somebody new and you're refusing to let them in. Maybe you're analyzing them here with the Page of Pentacles. You're analyzing them. This is refusing to take action, refusing to make a decision. And because of that, you're stuck. So you definitely don't want to be stuck in the month of June, because this whole spread is screaming relationship. And not just a relationship, but significant energy. You have marriage material here with the Ten of Pentacles represents marriage. The Four of Wands represents marriage. I mean, the Lovers is a very significant connection. Your intuition is guiding you here. And again, you have so many twos. The Two of Swords 2 times. The Two of Pentacles. The High Priestess is also a 2. For some of you, there could be a choice. It could be that you have to choose between two people, but maybe the choice is deciding to let somebody in, deciding whether to put yourself out there. There is definitely a connection for those of you who are single and you want to meet somebody new. Okay, Taurus, this has been your love reading for June 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.